Hey, it's the Rooster, Bobby Leach for the TimesWeekly.com. After having their Friday night contest moved to Saturday morning due to a lightning storm that plagued the entire northeastern part of the state, Plainfield Central finally took the field against host Marmion in Aurora for the first game of the 2013 season, but Wildcat coach John Jackson must have been wondering if his team forgot to pack their game. The Cadet offense used a bruising rushing attack to truck over the Wildcat defense using only 4 plays to ramble 74 yards, capping it with a 13-yard score from senior running back Mike Montalbano to take a 6-0 lead after a missed extra point attempt. Moments later, Wildcat quarterback Mike Smiles fumbled in his own 36-yard line, setting up a 2-yard scoring plunge by Cadet quarterback Brock Kruger, followed by a successful 2-point conversion, opening up a 14-0 lead with only 8:10 left to go in the first quarter. Central got back on track in the second quarter, taking advantage of a fumble deep into Cadet territory when senior Mike Smiles found senior Dom Rio Stir in the corner of the end zone on a 21-yard strike, drawing to within a score of 14-7 with 7:36 to play in the half. With 24 seconds left before the half, senior defensive back Ryan Rodriguez picked off Kruger at the goal line and returned the ball to midfield to end the half, dodging a bullet and keeping Central within striking range just before the half. In the second half, the momentum shifted back to Marmion's way when Smiles went down with a knee injury on Central's opening drive, forcing the Wildcats to turn to their backup junior quarterback Matt Gerke for the remainder. The Cadets took advantage of a Gerke interception at midfield by Noah Abraham, who returned it to the Wildcat 3-yard line and scored moments later to open up a 22-7 third quarter lead. The Cadets added a late field goal to round out their season opening win, 25-7. Next up for the Wildcats is a road game against St. Charles North. Game time is scheduled for 7 p.m. Friday night.
All right, so listen, you guys get a chance. You guys got to come out here. You got to get dressed. You got to come on Friday night. You got to get all geared up. You're all ready to play, and then you get kind of screwed with the lightning thing. I mean, the whole northern state got screwed with it last night. And I mean, so then you got to get up. You got to put all the crap back on. You got to come back out here. You got to get yourself fired up again. And you guys come out here. Was all that bent-up frustration like in the first 5 minutes? Because it's like you jumped on these guys early and you just kicked their can. I mean, you got the ball, 4 plays, you're in the end zone. They fumble, a few more plays, you're in the end zone. You guys are just blasting holes, getting on their linebackers. Their safeties were making most of the plays in that opening quarter. You know, how good did that feel, and is that how the machine's supposed to work?
Yeah, that felt great. You know, our line came out strong, hitting hard. We came out strong. We knew that we needed to get an early lead on them. We knew that we couldn't let anything cut short. We need to hit hard, go fast, and that's what we did. And our line executed great today. It was a great team effort, and we did a good job today.
Well, you got a tough conference, but you got a tough schedule too. You know, I mean, you got no cupcakes on your schedule. You know, when it started raining and it changed the dynamic of the game. I mean, the field was already wet from last night. It's a grass field, but then it started raining. I mean, it was coming down.
Yeah.
You know, at one point, I mean, you had to feel pretty good about being up 14 when it started raining like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know?
Last night, obviously, we'd like to play on Friday night. Everybody was pumped and ready to go, but you know, coming out here and playing on Saturday, hey, football's football, right? So, you know.
Does it feel like Pop Warner, though, and not high school when you come out and play on a Saturday, you know?
It feels a little weird. It felt weird waking up early this morning.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was hard going to sleep last night, but just got to do what we got to do, you know.
Talk a little bit about coming in that game. It was a tough game to open up the season, but real tough to walk into that situation on third down and have to pick up where you probably weren't expected to come in the game yet.
No, it was not expected.
You know, what do you hope for, this season? I mean, now, hopefully your quarterback can come back and obviously you want to see him healthy next week, but it's going to really put a lot of pressure on you, especially with 2 more road games before you're able to go home.
So what's the question? Sorry.
Well, how are you going to prepare for the next week's game?
Yes. How am I going to get prepared?
Yeah.
I'm just going to learn from my mistakes this week.
What did Coach Jackson say? I mean, he talked a little bit about, you were able to get in there and make a couple of completions early. He feels like you got a pretty good arm. You got a good, view of the field. Was the speed of the game any different than in practice? I mean, did you notice a difference?
It was a little quicker, but not that too bad. I just had to get used to it.
No idea.
A day late, $1 short, but it wasn't short for you guys today.
Mentally, have to be mentally tough in situations like this, and we came out, we got a victory, and
yeah, well, you took it to them.
That's the key thing. We got a victory.
Your offense really took advantage of that. I mean, you outclassed them there in the first quarter, right before the rain. Yep. And
you got on their linebackers and you were getting, 4 plays on that first drive touchdown,
Right, now we just, we're 1-0. We're very happy to be 1-0.
Better than being 0-1.
Yes, it is. Thanks.
Hey, Coach, not the way you want to get your season started off. I mean, first of all, they jumped out on you early in that first quarter, but you guys made an adjustment and battled with them all the way until your quarterback went down there in the third. It was 14-7 in that game. Yeah. You had your opportunities. Defense held up really well against that offense once you made the adjustments. And then your quarterback going down kind of really threw you guys out. I was thinking he had a little bit of momentum up to that point. He had just completed a 28-yard pass.
Yeah. We were not ready to play this game. And we can make all the excuses we want because of the lightning delays last night and even scared of a delay in this game here. But we got the game off. We played. They had the same issues that we had. There's no excuses. We just weren't ready. We were not focused. Once we got ourselves together after we spotted them 2 scores, you're right. We defense held. They played hard. We made a lot of mistakes. I mean, we threw 6 interceptions. Just didn't. We couldn't get it to sink completely. We didn't get off the ball real well offensively and defensively. We're going to work on that. I was a little disappointed in our performance, but we'll get better at this point. We'll just have to get Matt up to snuff if Mike can't go next week, and we'll see what happens.
Hey, you got 2 more road games. I mean, is that a benefit or a curse a little bit? 3 road games in a row, open season. It's not very often you see that happen in high school football. You got 3 of them on the road.
Yeah, well, I'm still trying to figure out how that happened too. So I'll just leave it at that. But it's sometimes it's good. I'm of 2 minds. Sometimes they have more distractions when they're at home. You have more of a routine. You get on a bus when you go on away trips. As a player, I actually prefer away trips because it's pretty much just us, the team and the coaches, having to deal with things instead of having all sorts of distractions all around the place. So I don't know. We'll see. It is what it is, and that's what we have to live with.
Hey, weather today had a little bit of a role to play in this game too. I mean, long grass, wet grass. You're traditionally running football team, but you were able to throw the ball today. You had open receivers downfield. Just I don't think the quarterbacks really ever got a grip on the ball. Just the weather had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, we work with wet ball days and that. We actually soak down the balls on practices and that. We had a couple during the first couple of weeks of the preseason there, but. That's not, our issue was we just did not get after it up front. We're a running team. We have to get after people. We have to block people. We miss people. We let linebackers come underneath and make big plays, and we can't have that in our running game. We did not execute up front with the offensive linemen and the running backs blocking like we need to. So we're going to address that and take care of that this week.